Hello friends, welcome all. Today's topic is all about appointment of the company secretary. So whether it is for private company or unlisted public company or the listed company. So in this video, I'll walk you all through with the companies which are mandatorily required to appoint the company secretary. Then who can be appointed as the company secretary? Process, which includes a few major points like the resolution, passing of resolution, form filing timelines, which forms are applicable for private company and for which form it's exempted, then the timelines, then the stock exchange intimation in case of the listed companies and the timeline for that, then post appointment of the company secretary, which document should be updated, then few other points which will help you in the practical work for making appointment of the company secretary. So basis on my 7 years of experience in the listed company, I have prepared this detailed video which cover each and every single point, small points, which will help you to resolve your queries. I have also mentioned few points which are commonly raised in the mind of the company secretaries or the persons who are making the appointment of the CS. Then the vacancy, in case of vacancy, within what time it should be fulfilled, and in case there is a non-appointment of the CS when there is mandatorily required, what is the consequences or the penalty amount. And I am also mentioning the references of the Companies Act, SEBI LODR regulations, then SEBI Circular, MCA notification. I have also mentioned the links for the SEBI Circular and MCA notification in the description box. And I'll also tell you the under which section what is mentioned. So be in the video until the end. One more thing, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it so you don't miss any important video. Further, I am preparing the knowledge series shorts on almost daily basis. You can simply check in the short section. So which will help you to enhance your knowledge as well as you are brushing your knowledge. So let's start. So first, applicability or the mandatory requirement for appointment of the companies. So which companies are mandatorily required to appoint the company secretary? So I'll give you the reference of the rules or the section in the last part, and I'll also mention under which section what is mentioned. Okay, here only I am telling you the requirement. It is applicable to every listed company. Then second, unlisted public company as well as private companies which are having paid up share capital of 10 crore or more, then such companies are mandatorily required to appoint company secretary. Even the paid up share capital amount is 10 crore, then also the company secretary appointment is required. Okay, so a listed company in irrespective of the amount of paid up share capital, every listed company, and for other public company and private company, paid up share capital 10 crore or more. Now next, who can be appointed as the company secretary? The qualified member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India having the membership either associate or fellow membership can be appointed as the company secretary in the company in full-time employment. Now coming to next, the process part. Okay. Now if the company is required to have the nomination and remuneration committee, then it starts with that. But before that, you have to take the consent of the company secretary. Okay, so there is particular format. You can simply find in Google the format for consent of the company secretary. So in that consent, one important thing you have to mention on the signing part, the last part, you have to mention the ECSIN number. This you can generate via login on ICSI ECSIN portal. You can write in Google ICSI ECSIN portal. You can log in with your login credentials. So once you will get the membership, you will able to generate the login credentials, and via this you will able by entering the few details like the name of the company, SIN of the company, address, designation, then the date of consent and date of appointment. So via entering this detail, you will able to generate one ECSIN number. This number you have to mention in the consent letter which you are giving as in appointing as in company secretary in the company. So this is mandatory because we are required to attach this consent letter with the form. I'll tell you in the latter part of the video for this. Now one thing, ECSI number, if you missed to have generate this number, you can also generate in the future date. Like if you are giving consent for the today, but you missed to generate the ECSI number, so you can also generate within, there are few timeline. So you can generate, say after a 1 week also you will able to generate by entering today's date. Okay, so this facility is available on ECSI and ICSI portal. Okay. Now, next, so this was about the consent part. Okay, first you have to take the consent of the company secretary. Now, second, so if the company is required to have the nomination remuneration committee, then you have to first pass the resolution for that approval of the company secretary. Now, the NRC committee can only recommend, it cannot approve, right? So, NRC committee can recommend the appointment of the company secretary. So, you can write the consideration of the appointment of the company secretary. This can be the agenda item in the NRC meeting. And they will, in the board resolution, they will recommend the appointment of company secretary to the board of directors. Okay. Now, one thing, in NRC committee, the terms of reference part in the Companies Act, there is word written senior management appointment. Now, in that section only, the explanation part, senior management definition does not particularly covers the company secretary. However, in the SEBI LODR regulation, the word senior management exclusively covers the word company secretary. Okay, it clearly mentions that company secretary also part of senior management. So there are two views. In case of unlisted public company, I have seen, or say private companies which are required to have an NRC committee, I have seen the people are not taking the consideration of CS appointment in NRC. They are directly taking in board. But basis on my understanding and interpretation of law, I'll suggest to take that consideration of appointment of CS in first NRC, and then basis on the recommendation of NRC committee, you can appoint in the board meeting. Okay. So the second part is board meeting. So take the approval of board of directors by passing board resolution in the board meeting for the appointment of the company secretary. Now once it is approved, now here it comes to next, form filing requirement. So every company, private, listed, unlisted, every company is required to file form DIR12 within period of 30 days from the date of appointment. Here the word is date of appointment, irrespective of the resolution date. For example, if you are passing the resolution for appointment of company secretary on say 1st of October, okay, but the effective date of such appointment is say 1st of December. Now, in that case, you can file the form DIR12 only from the date of 1st December or within a period of 30 days from the date of appointment, that is by 30th December. That will be the last due date. Okay, here the date of appointment is considered for filing form DIR12. Okay, now next, MGT 14. So private companies are exempted. I'll give you the reference for this exemption, okay, in the last part of the video. Private companies are not required to file MGT 14, but other than private company, that is unlisted public company and listed company, are required to file MGT 14 within 30 days from passing the board resolution. Here the word is passing of the board resolution. So if you are passing the board resolution on 1st of October, even though the date of appointment is 1st December, then also you have to pass, you have to file form MGT 14 within 30 days from the 1st October. So 30th October will be the last due date. Okay. So here the word is pass 30 days from passing of date of resolution, irrespective the date of appointment. In DRI 12, date of appointment important, and MGT 14, date of resolution important. I hope I am making the concept clear. Okay. Now coming to next. If this is done, then what is form filing, post form filing? Yeah. Now in case of the listed company, the companies are also required to make an intimation for the appointment of company secretary within, what is the timeline? Within 12 hours from the conclusion of the board meeting in which the approval for the appointment of company secretary is made. Okay. So there is one format, standard format as prescribed by the SEBI LODR regulations. You can simply Google it. You will find so many this type of formats which are filed by the listed companies. It is publicly available. You can also check on BSE website, or if you will Google it with the keywords like stock exchange intimation for appointment of company secretary, you will easily able to get that format. So basis on that, you can also prepare for your company. But the timeline is within 12 hours from the conclusion of the board meeting. Okay. Here also, even the date of appointment is later, but you have to give the intimation within 12 hours from the conclusion of the board meeting. Now, in case if the date of effective date of the company secretary is not fixed, so in so many cases, if the company secretary is working previously in any company and he is on notice period, but the last date is not decided, he may be relieved early or he may be relieved post completion of notice period. In that case, if the month will be decided, right? So the month is decided in that the person will join in the December month, right? So you can write in that intimation that say the date of appointment will be effective in the month of December, and we will intimate you the exact or the actual date of appointment on the later part. So you can simply file the intimation like that, and once the date is decided, you can give file the another intimation that in continuation of the later dated this the effective date of the company secretary Mr. A is this, and you can file the second intimation to the stock exchange. Okay. So the timeline is 12 hours from the conclusion of the board meeting. I'll also give you the reference for this 12 hours timelines in the last part. So this was about stock exchange intimation. Now the statutory register part. So every company is required to maintain the register of directors and KMP. So you have to make entry of the company secretary, or in case the earlier company secretary has resigned, then you have to make entry of that and newly appointed company secretary in the register of directors and the KMP. Okay. So this was about the process part. Now one thing which I have seen many persons are confused, whether a company secretary can be appointed in the two companies or in more than one company simultaneously. So the answer is no, but answer is yes in case the person, for example Mr. A is appointed in the holding company, then he can also appointed as the CS in its subsidiary, that is subsidiary company of its holding company. But other than this, he cannot appointed in more than one company. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now coming to next, vacancy to be filled within what time period? So in case other than the listed company, that is unlisted public company and private company, the vacancy is required to be fulfilled within a period of 6 months from the date of vacancy. And in case of listed company, the timeline is 3 months, within a period of 3 months from the date of vacancy. Okay. Now one more thing which you may have a query, like in case the say paid up share capital of the company is increased from say 5 crore and now it is increased to say 15 crores, then when the company secretary should be appointed. So the act or the company law is silent about it, so you can simply consider the 6 months timeline. So within a 6 months from the date when it is applicable, or say when the paid up share capital is increased to 15 crores or it has increased to 10 crore or more, that date will be considered, and from that date within a period of 6 months you have to make the mandatory appointment of the company secretary. Okay. So this was about the timeline part. Now coming to the penalty part. So in case the company which is mandatorily required to appoint company secretary fails to make the appointment of the company secretary within this timeline, even this within timeline of 6 months or say 3 months, then what are the consequences? So the company will be penalized with the amount of 5 lakh rupees, and the director and KMP, here the word is every director and KMP will be penalized with the amount of 50,000 rupees. And in case the default continues, then the further penalty of 1,000 rupees per day, which may extend to maximum 5 lakh rupees. So there are huge penalties in case of non-appointment of CS. So if you see any company which is mandatory required to appoint company secretary but they are refusing to appoint the company secretary, then you can simply tell them this penalty part and you can get appointed in that company. So this was penalty part. Now coming to references. So let me tell you one by one. So section 203 of the Companies Act, it provides the appointment of company secretary applicability. In that, rule 8 and rule 8A of the company's appointment and Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rule 2014. This prescribes that which companies are mandatorily required to appoint the company secretary. Further, Rule 203 also describes that vacancy timeline and the penalty part. Okay. Now next, this SEBI Circular dated July 13, 2023. The name of circular is Disclosure of Material Event. So this dated July 13, 2023. This describes the timeline within which the intimation to be made to the stock exchange. So that 12 hours timeline is come from here. I am mentioning the link in the description box for this circular. Now next, MCA notification dated June 5, 2015. The name of circular is Exemption to the Private Companies. So under this circular, you will find a table, and on the point number 8, there is written that exemption from section 117 applicability. So this is applicable here, and under this we are the private companies are exempted from filing form MGT 14. Okay, I am mentioning the link in the description box for this notification. Now, Regulation 30 of SEBI LODR. This gives that the stock exchange intimation to be made for the appointment of the company secretary. Then Section 117. This gives the provisions related to form filing for the MGT 14. 178. It is for Nomination Remuneration Committee. So you can check the terms of reference from this. And you will also find the senior management work explanation in this section. 179, under which the board of directors has power to appoint the company secretary. So these are few sections and the SEBI LODR regulations provisions which are applicable particularly for the appointment of the company secretary. So if you still have any query regarding this video or any other topic, technical topic, you can simply write in the comment section. I'll definitely try to resolve your queries. I hope it is helpful. Stay connected for more videos. Bye.